Last week I was reflecting a little bit about the reality of us giving what we give and preparing and watering and planting and God giving growth. Maybe continue to think about what is it that we actually do offer? What do we bring as we live out our lives with the Lord, as we live out our mission and our ministry? One of the things that we say in the prayer book and the prayer of consecration is like, here we offer and present unto you, O Lord, ourselves, our souls and bodies to be a reasonable, holy, and living sacrifice. And it comes really out of Paul's exhortation to the Romans, in Romans chapter 12. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. In a really fundamental sense, as we as Christians, what we are offering God, what we are bringing to God is ourselves, our souls and bodies as this living sacrifice. We do as Christians, as we kind of give ourselves, we actually give ourselves to God. We sacrifice our lives. We give our lives to Jesus. That is what that fundamentally means. And I think as we think about the notion of sacrifice, particularly sacrifice as we see it in the Old Testament, there is this real picture of sacrifice being pure and unblemished and the very best, and all that reality that we see in sort of the Levitical sacrificial system. And I do think as we bring ourselves to God, as we offer ourselves to God, we often think in terms of giving ourselves as our very best. I know very early in my life, as I made a commitment to Jesus and gave my life to Jesus, I think, as I reflect on that, I really was offering to Him this picture of not perhaps me as I am, but sort of the knight in shining armor, astride a white horse. That is that very best idealized picture. But there's a different picture of what we bring and what we give that we see in the scriptures in the New Testament. I think particularly as we have been working through Matthew in the lectionary this summer, the story of the feeding of the 5,000. There is a real sense, and there was a sacrifice given at the feeding of the 5,000, is what do you have? And the reality is it isn't everything. It isn't the best. It isn't the perfect. It isn't everything that is needed. But all we have is a few loaves and a few fish. I really think that is a really great picture of what it means to give ourselves, our souls and bodies as a living sacrifice. In the end, all we can ever yield to God is who we are in the moment. And sometimes who we are in the moment is not inspiring or thrilling, and there's no white horse or shining armor involved at all. There is often the poverty that we have, the not enough that we have. The days that we have, sometimes we feel great and we feel like we're just firing on all cylinders, and we bring that to the Lord. But there are often days where we are not. And I think that's a great picture of the feeding of the 5,000. As we offer ourselves, all we can ever offer ourselves in any moment is who we are as we are in that moment. And the picture of the feeding of the 5,000 reminds us that God takes what is very little and often inadequate and not enough and literally makes it a feast. So as we think about offering ourselves, I think the invitation to us is offer ourselves. All we can give God is who we are in the moment, as we are now. And that each day is an offering. If it's a good day, and I feel great, and I feel like I'm offering my very best, fantastic. But even in the worst days, where I'm not everything I would love to be, that is my reasonable, holy, and living sacrifice. In the hands of the God who gives all good growth and does amazing things, He takes it and makes it a feast for the moment. I invite you to continue to live out your life, offering yourselves as you are in the moment, reasonable and holy, the living sacrifice.